qualities of Filipinos are you proud of?
Proud of Filipino hospitality.
I am proud of the hardworking Filipinos here and abroad who sacrifice to provide for their families.
Every country has its own values and traits that determine their personality as an individual. And that's what makes them unique and different. We Filipinos, on the other hand, strongly believe that we have the best traits and values among all of the country. Even though we've been colonized by different countries before, since our ancestors' traits and values remain with us. Yes, we are not perfect. There may be negative traits that are common to many Filipinos that makes some of the reasons why other Filipinos are ashamed of their identities. But on the other side, we also have several positive traits, characteristics, and qualities that everyone must be proud of. Thank you for being here today. I'm Sandy. We are here today to talk to you about Filipino cultural values and traits. Let's understand Filipino culture and traditional values. But first though, here is the country's brief history. Rizal?
The Philippines is composed of 7,107 islands. It has a population more than 85 millions that characterized by almost equal number of female and males. It has 3 main islands, Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao, 17 regions, and 80 provinces. There are 120 to 187 languages spoken in the Philippines, depending on the method of classification. Almost are Malayo-Polynesian languages native to the archipelago. A number of Spanish-influenced Creole varieties, generally called Chabacano, are also spoken in certain communities. English is widely spoken. In fact, this country is the third largest English-speaking nation in the world. Philippines is the first democratic country in the Asia. Welcome to the Philippines. Welcome to this country of warm smile and vivacious people. Now, let's get to know the Filipino cultural values, characteristics, and traits.
Thank you, Rizal. Filipino values refer to the set of values or the value system that a majority of the Filipino have historically held important in their lives. This Philippine value system includes our own unique assemblage of consistent ideologies, moral codes, ethical practices, etiquette, and cultural and personal values that are promoted by our society. Values as a people and as a nation gives the identity that differentiates one race from the others. Here in the Philippines, values are very important and should be respected. As we grow older, our parents shape us different values. From the day we are born, pagkalinga, pag-aaruga, at pakialam or care were given by them. In our culture, Filipinos are very caring to someone, especially to our loved ones, because caring symbolizes that you love them deeply and you remember them all the time. This value molds our true Filipino faith, which shows that we are mindful about others. Our culture is replete with all kinds of beliefs and traditions, some of which are superstitions that have no scientific explanation, while others are proverbs which contain important life lessons. I'm sure you're familiar about this Filipino proverb, "Binato ka ng bato, batuhin mo ng tinapay." If there is a Filipino proverb that can very accurately capture the Filipino character, it is this one. It's a metaphor that instructs you to be compassionate and forgiving if someone has wronged you. It also reflects our notoriously non-confrontational nature of Filipinos who prefer peace and quiet. We Filipinos have many respectable values that some people didn't know about it. I want you to recall some of the Filipino values that a real Filipino must have. Let's hear it from our next speaker, Ms. Josephine Villarreal, who will talk about some of the most well-known positive characteristics and traits of a Filipino.
Filipino culture is the one we will treasure as long as we live. All of us are deeply rooted in faith. We are so conscious of God's presence, steeped in Christian values, ethics, and morals. When we have our own problems in life, we just pray to Him solemnly and believe in Him always. You see, we Filipinos have a strong faith that no one can even destroy it. If you are with Him, nothing is impossible. Filipinos are also hospitable. Hospitality is one of the values that tourists from around the world notice first every time they will visit the Philippines. We take great care of our guests, making sure that they're comfortable and happy in their stay. We Filipino greatly value our families, which is always on top of our priorities. They say that family eats together, stays together. It means that Filipinos' family cannot be separated by any means because they love each other and it is our priority. Filipinos are also happy people. That is why I am blessed that I was born in a happy environment. Never forget to have a good laugh amidst the problems and hardship that come our ways. Because Filipinos believe that they will overcome their problems. Filipinos are respectful, especially for the elders. Children respect elders by saying po and opo, by answering their elders. We also show respect by putting our elders' hand on our forehead or by means mano po. Filipinos are generous people. Even when we have little, we always share with those around us. When a neighbor is in trouble, we are always ready to help them. Filipinos have strong work ethic. Yes, we are hardworking people to the point that we are willing to work almost the whole day just to feed our families. They say Filipinos are the sweetest and most loving people in the world. This is true. I'm not saying this because I'm a Filipino. Most especially, we Filipino, we take good care of our loved ones. We value the relationship by always staying faithful and love deeply and sincerely. That's how Filipinos are. If you know us well, you will soon figure this out. Thank you.
Thanks for that. Generally, we are known for all these good qualities around the world. But let us face it, Filipino people also have annoying and bad habits. Now, let's move on the negative traits of Filipinos that will be presented by our next speaker, Miss Annalisa Masula.
Admit it or not, we have cultivated in Filipino negative traits and bad habits that sometimes we give our country a negative reputation. First, we Filipinos are famous of being onion-skinned or balat sibuyas in Tagalog, or easily slighted at perceived insults, while it's perfectly normal for us to taunt and criticize others. We can't handle the same when it's hurled back at us. Related to the manana habit, Filipino time refers to Filipinos' own unique brand of time, which is known to be minute or hours behind the standard time. In other words, we tend not to observe punctuality time at all. Crab mentality. There are some of us Filipino who got a better view at competition that if we cannot win, then no one will. Another habit that destroys the image of Filipinos is the bahala na or come what may habit. Instead of doing something to make things happen, come what may we say. Most of us are very good at this. We are excellent at starting projects or idea execution, and we become too lazy to finish it what we have started. Filipinos are fond of talking about others' business. It is not true that only women are into gossiping. Even men can also be noisy on other people's lives. And we Filipinos can sometimes be too self-righteous. When mistakes happen, we do not want to take the blame, so instead we point out others. These are some of negative traits and habits that needs to be stopped or changed, as it hinders productivity and progress. We should strive to start change in ourselves by being disciplined citizens even in the smallest ways.
Oftentimes, we are constrained by our negativity that causes us to ridicule or think ill of ourselves. And this somehow spills over to how we easily scorn our country. While the negative traits in us are admittedly real and contagious, this should not overpower us and define our overall identity. Perhaps what better way to brag about the Philippines is to live out these legendary Filipino qualities the best way we can. Am I proud being a Filipino? Yes, I am. I grew up around people who even in the midst of daily struggles do not hesitate to help each other out. In other words, my countrymen are people who simply love life. That's something to be proud of. Thank you for watching, and that ends our presentation. Have a great day.
Kati-kati na ba ang iyong mga paa? Handa nang umalis, mag-iwaliw at lumarga?